This is the recap for the second season of Konosuba. If you haven't watched the recap for season 1, make sure to watch it as well. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more anime recaps. In the first episode of season 2, Kazuma is arrested for treason due to accidentally blowing up a noble's mansion. As Aqua makes various failed attempts to break him loose, Kazuma is interrogated by the prosecutor, Senna using a magic lie detector. Due to his connections with Wiz, Kazuma is accused of having connections with the Devil King and is put on trial, where all of his perverted crimes are brought to light. Although Kazuma manages to prove that he is not part of the Devil King's army, Alderp, the noble to whom the mansion belongs, sways the judge towards a guilty verdict. Just then, Darkness reveals her heritage to the Dustiness family and convinces the judge to give Kazuma a stay on trial. Now tasked with proving his innocence and repaying the damages to the mansion, Kazuma quickly finds all of his possessions, repossessed, to go towards his debt. As Kazuma notices that Darkness hasn't come back since negotiating with Alderp, Megumin brings in a cat that she names Chomosuke. When the group is tasked by Senna to stop a group of toads, only to quickly find themselves outnumbered, they are saved by Megumin's self-proclaimed rival, Yunyun. After an uneventful duel resulting in Megumin's victory, Kazuma and Megumin somehow end up sharing a bath, leading to some panic when Aqua returns home. The next day at Wiz's shop, Megumin and Yunyun have another duel to decide who can properly use a magical friendship crystal, which just ends up showing everyone their past embarrassments. Wanting to earn some real money, Kazuma and Aqua go to explore a newly discovered pathway in Kilei's dungeon, coming across gremlins, mimics, and the undead along the way. They soon come across the dungeon's master, an archwizard named Kilei, who had been seeking a priest to put him to rest and reunite him with his late wife. After sending off Kilei and receiving his treasure, Kazuma realizes that it is Aqua's holy aura that keeps attracting the undead. Darkness suddenly returns, asking for the others' help in getting out of an arranged marriage with Alderp's son, Walter. Secretly eager to get Darkness out of his party, Kazuma suggests that she attend the marriage meeting under the pretense of ruining it, while secretly trying to prevent her from doing so to earn a reward from her father. As Darkness tries to turn off Walter with her shameless behavior, she ends up having a one-on-one duel against Kazuma, whose perverted mannerisms help him win. Afterward, the arranged marriage is called off before Kazuma is once again approached by Senna. As a result of a magic circle that Aqua had drawn in Kilei's dungeon, strange explosive doll monsters have started to appear, putting the town at risk. Investigating the dungeon once more, Kazuma and Darkness discover the arch-magician behind the dolls to be one of the Devil King's commanders, Vanir, who can read minds. Although he appears to be defeated following a lucky attack, Vanir attaches his mask onto Darkness and possesses her body, only to be completely put off by her masochism. After Kazuma cleans up the magic circle and places a seal on Vanir's mask, Vanir attempts to use Darkness's body to take vengeance on Aqua. When removing the seal fails to do anything, Kazuma has Megumin cast Explosion to destroy Vanir. Afterward, Darkness is faced with the embarrassment of everyone calling her Lalatina, while Kazuma has his debt cleared and is given a hefty reward for defeating Vanir. Kazuma is surprised to discover that Vanir had an extra life and has since quit his position as a commander to work at Wiz's shop, striking up a business partnership to sell products from Kazuma's world. One of these is a kotatsu, which Kazuma refuses to come out of from under and harasses Darkness and Megumin when they try to get him out. Even when he finally needs to use the bathroom, he still refuses to come out and asks Darkness and Megumin to carry it to the bathroom with him in it. Fed up with his behavior, the two girls instead throw him and the kotatsu out the window. Later, after making a somewhat regretful sword purchase, Kazuma and his party go on a quest to eliminate a group of lizard runners. However, due to various factors, Kazuma's plan ends in failure, and he once again dies and finds himself in Eris's underworld. While waiting to be revived, Kazuma starts to perceive Eris as his ideal heroine and contemplates just being reborn into the real world, until Megumin takes drastic measures to convince him to return to his body. Vanir gives Kazuma the choice of either selling the intellectual rights for his real-world products for a one-off payment of 300 million Eris, or maintaining a profit-sharing contract of 1 million Eris a month. Not wanting this new sense of wealth to distract him from adventuring, Megumin proposes that everyone go to the Arkanredia hot springs to heal Kazuma's previous injuries. Joined by Wiz, the group set off via wagon alongside a baby red dragon, only for Darkness Hardness to wind up attracting a stampede of running kite hawks. Kazuma and the others manage to lure the kite hawks into a cave and deal with them all at once. only to cause more trouble for the other travelers later when Aqua attracts some zombies. The party finally arrives at Arcanredia, which turns out to be the hometown of the Axis Church that Aqua founded. While taking in some sightseeing, Kazuma and Darkness are constantly pestered by the fanatic Axis-worshipping residents, who keep trying to convert them to their church while looking down on Darkness for worshipping Eris. After witnessing Aqua wrap the town's citizens with her petty confessional hearings, Kazuma takes a dip in the mixed bath, where he comes across another man who is as sick of the town's behavior as he is. Meanwhile, Aqua, contrary to how she is worshipped as a goddess, finds herself under scrutiny for the citizens after she keeps purifying the hot springs into regular water. Although Aqua reveals her identity as a goddess, the citizens don't believe her, instead declaring her to be part of the Devil King's army and launching a witch hunt. Evading the angry mob, the gang discovers that the source of the town's water is being poisoned by the man from earlier, who is revealed to be one of the Devil King's army leaders, Hans the Deadly Poison Slime. Learning that Hans had eaten the hot springs overseer, violating the non-interference agreement she had made with the Devil King's army upon leaving, Wiz steps in to face Hans while Aqua attempts to purify the source, receiving help from the cultists after they realize the truth. Noticing that bodies that hadn't been fully digested can still be resurrected, Kazuma lets himself be eaten by Hans so that Megumin and Wiz can bring him down to size before Aqua, with support from her followers, delivers the finishing blow. After everything is resolved, the gang ends up getting kicked out of town due to Aqua's attack purifying all of its hot spring water and returning home to Axel. Kazuma meets a novice adventurer called Ran, who claims to be Kazuma's fan. A quest is proposed to Kazuma and his party in front of Ran, so Kazuma accepts the quest to look good in front of his fan. After some convincing, they all go to fight a robot golem. Despite being told to destroy it, Megumin desires to keep it. Aqua says she'll make Megumin a transforming robot if she destroys the golem robot, to which she agrees. Megumin sees the robot wasn't destroyed and still wants it, so Aqua says she'll still build the transforming robot made out of milk cartons. Yet Kazuma tries to tell them it's still active, which falls on deaf ears. Then it self-detonates. Kazuma returns to the guild and boasts to Ran about the success of his quest. Another quest yet again is proposed to Kazuma in front of Ran. Kazuma accepts it and convinces his party to do it as well. The quest is that Kazuma and his party have to investigate the ruins they have already been to. Kazuma and his party search the ruins for items. Among many haunted dolls, they find a diary filled with the life of a previous Japanese NEET who was reincarnated into this world. The writer was a man who could create anything he wanted, and then it goes on how he eventually gave up when he thought, why should he fight the Devil King? The diary goes on about how he created the golem. The diary also states that he created Bishoujo robots, but none of them were perfect. It then states the writer decided to leave and become a merchant in a wealthy city. Then Kazuma realizes they met him before. After Aqua finishes reading, Kazuma gets desperate to find this robot. When Kazuma finds the robot, Aqua clicks a button and activates it. The robot asks who its master is, and Kazuma bravely steps forward, claiming that the robot's master is him. The robot pulls out a whip and starts abusing and barking commands at Kazuma, who is cowering with his party since the creator is a masochist. Megumin uses explosions and destroys the ruins. Kazuma tells Ran what happened, who is uninterested. Ran soon leaves Kazuma and appears to be quarreling with Luna. Kazuma approaches them to help sort out the quarrel. Turns out, Ran isn't Kazuma's fan. Ran was put on a quest to motivate Kazuma and his party to do more quests. After hearing this, Kazuma gets angry and walks closer to Ran and Luna. Ran and Luna realize that Kazuma is coming closer and get scared. They start praising Kazuma at a minimum. Kazuma is unmoved by their false praises and uses his steal skill to steal their panties. Here Season 2 and the second OVA of Konosuba ends.